You are now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Autumn Wind Williams, and you're now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football, and we are now at week 12 of the 2019 football season. I'm here to provide you details on what I'm playing in my main lineups for FanDuel, DraftKings, Fantasy Draft, Yahoo, everything out there, man. You name it, I'm playing it, and I'm just hoping I can help you out with your lineups for this main slate. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the 411DFS. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment below. And now we're going to break down what I have for you at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense. And I'm going to just check some injuries right now for you too, so we can see what's going on around the league. And let's see, we got TJ Hawkinson downgraded to questionable for the Lions. The Jets have signed tight end Ryan Griffin to a multi-year extension. Team announced Griffin has 25 receptions and 225 yards with 4 touchdowns this season, so that's great for him. Aguilar didn't practice all week. Jeffries is limited all week, and he's supposed to start, but I've been hearing certain areas that he's still questionable. Steelers have officially announced that Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner will not be playing tomorrow against the Bengals. They're going to have a very thin roster, man. Like Deontay Johnson will be playing, so that's some good news right there. Titans listed Delaney Walker is doubtful, so if you thought he was going to play, sorry about that. Mitch Trubisky has no game status for Sunday's matchup, so we might see Chase Daniels out there. You never know. Of course, AJ Green is still out, even though I've been seeing reports where beat writers saw him running in Cincinnati, jogging around neighborhoods and everything. But they're playing a little game with this. He's not on the IR anymore after how many weeks that he came back. That is really weird, man. But David Njoku will not be playing this Sunday against the Dolphins for the Cleveland Browns. Oliver Vernon, defensive end for the Browns, is out this Sunday, along with, Garrett, of course, after that whole fiasco. But I'm questioning about that Mason Rudolph comment. If Mason Rudolph actually said that, being the brother I am, I'm going to say I wish Myles Garrett even did worse to him. Last week, made the video, I was very sympathetic about Mason Rudolph getting hit with his own helmet. But if he said that word to a lot of you guys that's not my nationality, African-American descent, when we hear this word, we can be a civilized person, but when we hear this word, we may black out. So, just fair warning, if you ever consider using that word to somebody, I advise you not to. You might seem like the nicest person in the world, but you say that word, man, it's over. It's over. But yeah, let's get ready to start breaking down what I got for you guys right now for week 12 for DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo, Fantasy Draft, etc. At quarterback, I have Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ryan, he owes me a good performance after week 10. He hurt me, man, when I started him in my main lineups. Now here in week 12, he's facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that has allowed 303.4 passing yards and 25 touchdowns made by opposing quarterbacks this season. That makes them the 31st worst defensive squad against the pass. Plus, this game is projected to be the most highest scoring on this 11-game slate, so I'm definitely going to have Matt Ryan in my main lineup as quarterback. At running back, I have Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. I think Alvin Kamara is back to his old self now as far as health-wise. If you look at week 11, it was his first time gaining double digits rushing since week 6. And against the Bucs, who does have a good rushing defense, unlike their passing defense, He rushed 13 times for 75 yards and caught all 10 passes for 47 yards. Now this week, going against the 27th of ranked against the rush Carolina Panthers, I'm expecting Kamara to go out there and get equivalent numbers to last week, but at least one touchdown. That's one thing he didn't do last week. So I'm hoping for at least one touchdown and equivalent stats, or even more would be better. Moving on to wide receiver, I'm going back to the Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Bucks game. Like I said, it's the highest implied total. And I'm going to stack my quarterback with one of their wide receivers. And I was debating between Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. And I came to a decision to pick Calvin Ridley due to he's obviously cheaper. And even as a number 2 receiver, he's going to get a lot of targets against the Bucks pass funnel defense. And in week 11, Calvin Ridley caught all 8 of his targets for 143 yards and got a touchdown against the Panthers. And with no Austin Hooper at tight end tomorrow, he's likely going to exceed his average, 6.5 targets per game. And yeah, I'm definitely going to see a lot of Calvin Ridley in a lot of my lineups. Actually, not just my main one, but a lot of my lineups, because the dude has just been going off, man. I really feel confident about this play at wide receiver, but I'll probably have some Julio Jones here and there too. And speaking on tight end now, I'm going to stay in this game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Atlanta Falcons, and I'm going to pick Cameron Brate on the Bucs side. Due to my construction, I'm going to have to go for a cheap tight end or a cheap receiver or something, and I feel like Cameron Brate will work in his game stack a lot. It looks like, he might be lower owned this week because a lot of folks are skeptical when it comes to selecting the Tampa Bay Bucs tight end, because a lot of us expected O.J. Howard to have a huge year, but since Bruce Arians been a head coach, he's had Jameis Winston focus more on throwing to his wideouts, Evan Ingram and Chris Godwin. And however, things might change though. After seeing last week Cameron Brate got 10 of his 14 targets for 73 yards. Also, O.J. Howard, he didn't help his cause at all by fumbling the ball with that behind the back crap. Bruh, you're not a Harlem Globetrotter. This is football, not basketball. Back to the bench you go. All right, moving on at defense. It's risky playing the one that I got right here. I don't know. I'm kind of in a conundrum with this. But if you look at how I got Alvin Kamara, it's only right that I stack him with the New Orleans Saints defense going against the Carolina Christian McCaffreys. I know Christian McCaffrey is tough to play against on defense, but if there's going to be any game that Christian McCaffrey is going to have a negative regression this year for the remaining of this year, I think it's going to be one of the games facing the New Orleans Saints on the road. And it looks like Kyle Allen, last week he didn't play that well. He got 50 attempts at throwing and only completed 31 of those passes, and gave up 4 interceptions to the Atlanta Falcons, who all of a sudden has a remarkable defense after the bye. And out of those 31 completions that he got, not one was a touchdown. So the only thing that's going to change my mind playing the Saints defense against Kyle Allen is if, say, Marshawn Lattimore does not play again this week, because he was out with a hammy. He's questionable right now. But besides that, I think the Panthers are going to get smashed like a YouTube like button. So that is a hint also for you to smash that like button and that subscribe button. This is the 411 for your fantasy football with your boy Otto Williams. And that's what I have for you guys. Let me go through the lineup one more time. If you didn't write it down or type it down or lock it in your lineup. I have Matt Ryan at quarterback for Atlanta Falcons. I have Alvin Kamara at running back for the New Orleans Saints. At wide receiver, I have Calvin Ridley for the Atlanta Falcons. And at tight end, I have Cameron Brate for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In defense, against the Carolina Christian McCaffreys, I'm taking the New Orleans Saints to take down Kyle Allen. Hopefully he can throw 4 more interceptions. That'll be great. But yeah, I wish you guys a whole lot of luck. And just make sure you figure out some kind of strategy you want to use and stick to it. Don't just select the guys that I pick all the time, because you might be right one day, I might be right one day. You know, use your mind, man. Go with your gut feeling. Go with your brain is telling you. Go with your heart feels. Utilize all of that, man. Besides that, all I gotta say is just win, baby. Peace. I'm out.